Look at this quality. What happened to the camera? Well, I have to change that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, ready? We're gonna trade the news. I'm gonna give you some tips on trading the news. I hope this helps you to make money, and it will be a great trading week. Enough of that. Anyway, good morning, good very early morning. Look at this camera. This phone, I'm telling you, it's just falling apart. Forget about it. Look at this. Oh, maybe this way. Reflection. Anyway, PK here with Out of the Box. And what we're going to talk about this morning are tips on how to trade the news. A little bit closer, maybe. Better. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Apologize for the horrible quality. Look, I got no production values. It's just getting worse and worse and worse. They might have to I get another phone. Anyway, what I want to tell you, it's very early in the morning. You're going to find out if you trade long enough, you're going to start losing sleep. You're going to wake up in the night, especially if you got a big position on. So prepare for your sleeping to go down. This is all I can tell you. I think since the age of 26, and don't forget I'm 62, my sleep's gone right out the window. I wake up, go back to sleep. Wake up, go back to sleep. Listen, one of the benefits of when I was trading from Europe, it was like a long normal day because of the time zone. I worked from 8:30 in the morning. Europe opened till 12, took a little nap, a little break, as you know, then the afternoon. Then European time in Bulgaria, the New York market opened. It was about 4:30 in the afternoon, and I worked to 7:30. I never was able to trade. I couldn't stay up until 10 or 11 o'clock. I went a bit early, so never was able to catch that last hour and a half in the market. As you know, that's when the market can move, that last hour and a half. Anyway, so what are the best tips I can give you about trading around the news? First of all, number one, you know I have my notes. Forget about the mainstream media. All these shows, CNBC, Bloomberg, they have to come up with some story. They're not really going to help you. I don't want any of that stuff. The only news that really matters are these government reports. But remember, it's not what they say and what comes out in these reports. They analyze them, analysts on the television, analysts on the Yahoo or Google, whatever your news which you read about. They always give what these people think. I'm telling you, this is not what it's all about. It doesn't matter what the news is. What matters is the reaction to the news. How do us traders react to the news? And what I want to tell you is number 2 or 3. Actually, maybe it's number 3. Number 3, it's the reaction gives you the clues and the potential opportunities, especially for you short-term traders out there, for that day. I don't consider myself a day trader. I'm more 1 to 4 days. This is my niche. But let's say you're a day trader and you're looking to make something. I would say, if I wanted to be a day trader, I would only trade on those days where there's news events. And let me give you some examples. For instance, We know if you're a stock index futures trader, S&P, the Dow, the Nasdaq. We know the non-farm payrolls, the unemployment report. They come out monthly, so it's not such a big deal there. You got the retail sales number. You have the now, of course, because of the pandemic, as I mentioned before, this unemployment claims number every Thursday. This is moving the market. A year and a half before all this happened, this was nothing. No one ever watched this. But now, people pay attention to this number. So these things the reaction to that news, and I'm telling you, what you're looking for is when it's better than expected or worse than expected. You can go to any of these economic calendars online. They show you what the expectation is, and you bring it up and you see if it's better or worse, and you see the reaction. And one of the great signals, I think is one of the best signals for a short-term, quote-unquote, day trader, is when you have better than expected news, right? And everyone expects the market to go up and it drops. And I think I mentioned before, they're the ones who are going long as it's dropping, saying, how could it be? The news was great. It's got to be going up. But whatever the reason, the traders around the world, maybe it's discounted, buying the rumor, selling the fact. We know from the past. These things come into play. And of course, vice versa. If it comes in worse than expected, and you see the market rally, and it's the same thing. People start going short and they all get squeezed, and you have these big days. So I think the big moves, and these things affect not just the stock index futures, they affect the gold, and they affect the silver, of course. They can affect the currency market. If you're trading the euro, the British pound, I trade the British pound, I trade gold. So I watch for these things because it moves quickly, and you can really pile them on and make some money. It doesn't happen so often. In fact, a lot of the times, as you'll see, and this goes if you're a stock trader, every 3 months you have those earnings reports. It's exactly the same thing. The only problem with the earnings reports, they usually come out the night before or after the market close, so you don't get that immediate rush, that immediate feel. People get to think about it, what they're going to do the next day, and you see them, they have the pre-market opening. So it's not quite the same for you stock traders out there on those earning reports when they are way better than expected or worse than expected. And as I mentioned before, many times it doesn't happen. It comes out better than expected and rallies. Worse than expected, they drop it. But you're going to notice once in a while, you're going to see the opposite, and this is where you want to go with the reaction, as I said. Let me see here what I wanted to mention. One last thing. Oh, yeah. The other thing is, if you're a crude oil trader, you're an oil trader, what's nice about the oil is every Wednesday, they have the crude report. And so you have this opportunity every week to make a trade. Now, you might be bored waiting around for these things to happen, but between the weekly crude reports, now I think the claims report comes in on Thursday, and the other ones once a month. They're not such a thing, but also the Fed meeting at 2 in the afternoon. That's at 2 o'clock here in Florida. These things are really worth watching. Again, to the reaction to the news. So anyway, this PK here, with out of the box, with some tips on how to trade around the news. I know there are some articles about the news, but I think most of them talk about what the news is. And I'm telling you, who cares what the news is? It doesn't matter. It's the reaction to the news. This is where the opportunity lies to make money. Anyway, this looks hazy, like I'm in the fog. This video, who knows why this Apple iPhone, who knows, is a problem. Anyway, I wish everyone a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Don't forget, as usual, always live out of the box, because the life is now. Don't just think it. Take action. This is PK. Talk to you another day. Ciao, everybody.